Hi, and welcome to Monday in my classroom. Today I'm going to share with you something that you can use in maybe a history class or a literature course, probably grades 5 maybe through 12. And it's pretty fun. It gets them moving, it gets them interacting with each other. I like to set challenges for my students. And so when we completed reading a novel or a play, sometimes I would challenge them to condense that entire novel or play into one scene that isn't in the novel or the play, something they create themselves. So I would break them down into groups, and I would say, what was this all about? What do you think it was all about? And how can you show that to me without words? So a couple years ago, maybe 3 years ago, I took photographs of what the students came up with, and I posted them on the wall, and then I let the students go through and guess what they thought the photograph was communicating, and vote on which one they thought did the greatest job of communicating the play as a whole. So these all have to do with the Crucible. So our first example is this one. You've got a bunch of kids, and they are hidden underneath the table in the library. And what they decided the main idea of this book was about, or this play was about, was oppression. And so they tried to communicate that to us by having people of various heights, various levels of oppression within a confined and restricted area that offered some comfort, but not much room. And that was the Crucible for them. And that's the photograph that they took. Still the Crucible. Lots of accusations going on. On a side note, you can see back here the what's in a name activity that I shared with you in a previous Monday in my classroom. But, and I think I told you then that I used that with the Crucible. So here they are accusing, judging, laughing at somebody else's refusal to accept that accusation. So you'll see both of these, nobody in these pictures has been depicted specifically as a character from the actual play itself. You don't have an Abigail or a John Proctor. What you have are symbolic visual representation of the overall theme or purpose or motive of the text itself. Now, I'm showing you ones from the Crucible because those are the photographs that I happen to have, but I used this with a motif focus for The Catcher in the Rye, where they had to incorporate the motif of the red hat plus 2 motifs of their own choosing into some sort of scene that's not actually in the book that expresses what they believed to be the overall theme or purpose of the book itself. So you could do this with anything. I've also done this on a grander scale with the things they carried, but I'm going to share that project with you at a later date. A couple more examples that get a little bit more literal. This was a larger group, and they took it out into the hallway outside of the classroom. You've got a lot of important things going on here, though. You still don't have anybody being the specific characters. You've got the accusation, but you have somebody here who is protecting somebody who seems to be shocked by what they have been accused of by these people here. But notice these people aren't doing the accusing on their own. We've got somebody whispering in their ear. Whispering in their ear. So that was pretty insightful, and actually this was the winning team for that particular year. Their fellow students decided that what they had come up with most closely encompassed the overall purpose of the Crucible. I personally really enjoyed the first one that I showed you, which was oppression under the table, varying levels of freedom and limitation. But they get to choose, and the winning team got brownies, and that's all that matters. They were very, very pleased, and I was pleased with their work. this particular activity is incredibly easy on you as the teacher. It comes at the end of a novel or a play unit, and it allows the kids to interact with and process a lot of big ideas and then come up with some sort of concrete, tangible way to express the intangible. It's an excellent activity. You can use it with any text of any length. I even used it with poetry, which I found to be incredibly beneficial with 8th grade. So anyway, that is your Monday My Classroom for today. I'll show you one last group picture, very similar to the one that I told you won, but you see the accuser here has so many hands, and the accusations lead to death. So, go ahead and give it a try, tweak it, make it your own, make it work for you, and have a wonderful week. This has been Monday My Classroom. I think this is our 6th one of these. We're off to a great start. Have a wonderful week.